Line landscapes. You have already drawn your landscape and sharpied both sides of your paper using the light box or the window to trace. I have already made a photocopy for most of you, so remember you take that photocopy and you line it up on your original paper, on whichever side lines up properly. Remember, it needs to be lined up because the photocopy is not of your whole paper. There's a slight edge on your paper. So then you take your tooling foil, but you want your tooling foil to be centered on your original artwork, not on your photocopy. So you need to make sure that that tooling foil is centered, and then you fold around that tooling foil. Fold each side so that you know where to trace. Now, when I fold it this way, I won't be able to see any of my lines, so I need to unfold it, flip my paper, and fold it again so that I can see the lines that I'm going to trace onto my tooling foil. Now that my paper is ready to trace, I grab 2 pieces of felt and a magazine. Place the magazine down below and the 2 pieces of felt on top, and my artwork on top of that. I am now ready to start tracing my landscape. I now need to grab my skewer. The narrow pointy end is what I'm going to use for my contour lines. The wider end I'm going to use for my main black lines of my landscape. It may help you to draw your lines first using pencil. I'm drawing these contour lines. A contour line follows the shape of that black line. Those black lines are the main lines of my landscape. I'm taking the wide end of my skewer and I'm pressing very hard, and I'm doing all the main black lines of my landscape with the thick side of the skewer. The contour lines, I will use the skinny side of my skewer. As you can see here, you want to press hard, go over those lines a few times so that it really gets indented in that tooling foil. Now, once you have completed all of your main black lines of your landscape and your contour lines, you may want to check whether those lines are indented enough. Once you think they're good, you may remove your tooling foil from your paper, and then you need to line it up back on your original landscape. Make sure that the side that you have sticking up is the side with the indents out. You do not want the lines that you made to be going in. Those need to be sticking out. You want those lines to be raised. Then line your tooling foil back up onto your landscape. As you can see here, I'm lining it up so that my landscape lines match up with my tooling foil. At this point, the teacher will staple each corner of your tooling foil onto your paper. Now you need to decide your color scheme. You need to make each section either warm or cool. So right now I'm deciding what each section will be. My water will be cool, my beach will be warm, my hills will be cool, and my cloudy sky will be warm. Now you need to decide within each section. I could make one section in my cool area purples, a different section blues, a different section greens. On my beach I could do this section orange and the section above it yellows. My hills, if it's cool again, I could do greens, then blues, then purples. You decide on the color scheme you want within your warm and cool sections. Look at the example on the board to see how you can color your design. Once you've planned that out, you are ready to color. Remember to use Sharpie on the tooling foil and our regular markers on the paper. Happy working!